So starting with the Amazon, what we have here is the Jab Plague Javelin Physical Javazon. The purpose of this build is to destroy density on lower player count using Plague Javelin and then jab for anything that might be immune to your damage, as well as being able to go toe-to-toe with the Ubers. So that's what we've spec'd into here. We really want to maximize damage output there, as well as have good skill points and utilities so that we can eke out as much DPS as possible. The build is going to max Jab and Fend, as well as Poison Javelin and Plague Javelin for the synergies and damage output. And then we're going to dump the rest of our points into Critical Strike to max out as much physical DPS as possible. Everything else ends up being a 1-point wonder, where you're sitting on 50% chance to dodge from all of your sources, as well as having a decent amount of additional AR from Penetrate, and then having a good amount of Pierce, so that when you are fighting density as opposed to the Ubers, your Plague Javelins have a really good chance of maximizing their cloud spread. The build itself is sitting on Ethereal Titans, Chains of Honor, Crown of Ages with 4015s in it, using High Lords to get as much Deadly Strike as possible, as well as attack speed. A Phoenix Shield. The Phoenix Shield is really good. The 400 ED off weapon, as well as max light and max fire res, is really good when you're trying to fight the Ubers here. Gore Riders, obviously, a Raven Frost, Nosferatus, a rare ring that's going to have either dual leech, damage, strength or dex, AR, all res, anything that you can stick on here. And then Laying of Hands, we did try out a couple different options. Obviously, you would want to have Drax on if you're fighting very specifically Mephisto, but we also have a life tap wand on swap in case you need it. And we also tried out 220 Javelin gloves that were Crushing Blow crafted. The damage change here between Laying of Hands and the Crushing Blow glove, you can check out DPS against Mephisto here. You actually end up losing a little bit of damage when you swap over to the Crushing Blow option. With our full range of charms, including damage, life, hit recovery, and all res, we are at 2700 life. We are at the 52 breakpoint for hit recovery. We are overcapped res on everything, even with Conviction Aura taken into account. And we're sitting on the 75% chance to block. Where the character really shines, I think, again, is going to be in the Ubers fight, as well as being able to clear lower player count density. So we don't have a ton of plus to skills, and we're not sitting on 100% Pierce. But even without that, our Plague Javelin, when you are targeting something like a Hell Cow, is going to be carrying 20,000 damage on the Javelin itself and pumping out 1,200 damage per second. So you toss one of these behind you, you toss a second one, and then you move on, and the pack is typically killed by the time you turn back around to get your loot. For the Mercenary, we are using an Act 1 Mercenary with a Faith Bow. This is to hit the max IAS breakpoint, both on Jab, Fend, and also the shortest throw rate for our Plague Javelin.